When I was in Philly, I was very lucky to be in that town because Dick Clark's American Bandstand came from Philadelphia. So at 13 years of age, I had to be 14. I made the breasts look bigger, put the makeup on, and I went down and actually changed the course of my life. American Bandstand started in Philadelphia and then came out here in 1964. But the original bandstand, located at 46 and Market Street, started by Bob Horn. Dick Clark took it over. It went national. And it was big. We were 7 years in Philadelphia. We found ourselves in magazine popularity polls, like against Elvis Presley, Jimmy Darren, Chubby Checker. We were stars as big as they were because we danced on American Bandstand. Well, when Bandstand moved to California, I didn't come with it. Then, at 16, I got married. This is a picture of my husband, Don Traverelli, 21, and I was 16 at the time, and our favorite song was Puppy Love, and I married him on my Thanksgiving vacation in high school, my senior year. Don saw me on Bandstand, and he actually fell in love with me watching me dance on Bandstand, and he practices dancing with his niece Robin. And when he felt he was good enough, he came down. But the thing is, they wouldn't let him in because over 18, you couldn't get in. But he found a girlfriend that knew me and my number, and he came over to my house, and that was it. Everyone said I was too young to get married, and they were right. I was too young, and we divorced after 7 years. But I don't know, Bandstand played Cupid, and thanks to Bandstand, I have my 2 daughters and my 4 grandchildren. My grandchildren, this is Leah, Alexis, and Nicole, and 1 grandson, which is Christopher. My daughters are single. Angel is 48 now, and Maria is 47, and they both have had 2 marriages that haven't worked out forever. I think that, sure, the way that my children were brought up and their first role models, which were myself and their father, has a lot to do with why they are single. Yes, you hand down to kids either what it's like to have a good foundation of a strong marriage, and through thick and thin you're going to make it through and keep that commitment, or you have a flimsy foundation of people that just get a divorce, pick the wrong people, it doesn't work out. And we do hand those things down to our kids, unfortunately. But we had fun. I mean, at that time I was wearing spandex, and it took me a long time to really grow up, even now, right? I picked a good father for my kids. That's what I'm most proud of. But we had a difficult marriage, 16 and 21, and I pretty much jumped into my own frying pan, and I saved my mom from hers and jumped into my own. It was difficult, and there were too many arguments. He was this young, hot-tempered Italian, but when you say so many things, it spoils the beauty of the relationship. You can't take them back. I don't know sometimes what's worse, when you get physically hit or those words that are said that stay with you and hurt you. Then I just said, I can't have my kids grow up like me, and when they were 4 and 5, I left. Don passed away many years ago.
How did you feel about that?
I was when he passed away, no one had to tell me. I had gotten very sick that day, and I didn't know what was wrong. I even called a doctor, asked him if he would come over to the house, and then later that night, I received the phone call that he passed away. I think when you're connected with someone, when you've had their children, there's something inside you just know. It was a boating accident, they said, in Alaska. And when I went to sleep, I just saw Don's face, and there was like a big bruise on his forehead on the left-hand side. It wasn't an accident, he was telling me. When I went to the funeral, I went up with my father-in-law. He said he looked in the casket, he said, look at his forehead. Realized there was a bruise on the left-hand side of his forehead, exactly what I saw in that memory. Don passed away when he was 49. Now, he used to tell me all the time, oh, I'm not going to live till I'm past 50. And I said, Don, you can't be saying things like that. It's like a self-prophecy. Well, that's what happened.